It's okay, Siri, I don't need you. Oh my goodness. Oh, the struggles of a YouTuber. Hello, welcome to my channel, Paperbacks and Lattes. I am Paige and I want to show you the books that I have recently hauled. So I have just went on a major book hauling lately. I typically don't buy a lot of physical books, but I want to change that. I really love holding an actual physical book and reading it. And I'm just gonna have to make room in my house for my books because books are life. So I have been coming across books. I thrift shopping a lot. That is just like one of my favorite things to do. I love finding good deals at great prices. Much to my husband and son's dismay, I scour the book sections at these thrift shops and, you know, just like look at every single book because I'm always trying to find great book deals, and they always like groan and moan and complain whenever I come across the book section because they know they're gonna be there for a while. But anyway, I have been finding some great books. I've also been buying books on eBay. So let me go ahead and get started and show you some of the books that I have hauled recently. Most of these have been in January, and I may have more, but they'll just go over onto February. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The one that I was most excited to find was The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie. I actually ordered this one off of eBay because I really wanted to read this. I've seen it recommended so many times, and I am participating in the historical romance readathon, so I knew I wanted to read it for this readathon. I found it on eBay, so I actually got my bookmark in it. And I am loving it. This has an autistic hero and it's a historical romance, and so I am just loving this one. The next one is The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. This one is also highly recommended. I know lots of people recommend Tessa Dare, especially for beginner historical romance readers. This one is about this guy. This is a historical romance, and this guy needs an heir, and so he needs to get married, and he sees this seamstress who appears in his library wearing a wedding gown, and they decide, I guess it's like a marriage of convenience, but this one also has a step back. So very, very nice. The next one is The Pirate Lord by Sabrina Jeffries. Oh, don't you hate when they put labels on the book? So I'm gonna have to try to get that off. But this is a pirate romance. When I saw this book, I immediately thought of Jess because she always is looking for pirate romances. And I picked this up, and I'm like, I have to get it because it sounds so good. They have him and his men on their ship. They have been, you know, wandering the high seas, and they're tired of being alone, and so they want to have wives, and I think they go and rescue this group of women who will become their wives. The next one is Her Night with the Duke by Diana Quincy. This one I have really been wanting to read lately. It's actually on my February TBR, and I know Jess really likes it. Every time she talks about this book, I'm like, I have to read that book. It sounds so good. So the hero and the heroine have a night together, and he is engaged to her stepdaughter. So I think they're like very close in age, and that sounds amazing. Definitely can't wait to read this one. The next one is My Fake Rake by Eva Lee. I've also seen this talked about a lot lately. So this is about a lady who, she is a wallflower, but she is focusing on like scientific things. And she comes across this guy who's like her blank slate. She wants to make the perfect man, and he allows her to, you know, like build him into this perfect man, and she builds him into a fake rake. But, you know, as she's, you know, as she's doing this for him, with him, feelings happen and develop. So sounds really interesting. The next one is The Secret by Julie Garwood. I know a lot of people have liked this one as well. It's another historical romance. This is about a woman who is going to be like a midwife for her friend. I'm assuming, I think I remember correctly. And she needs to be escorted to where she lives, and they send a Highlander to escort her, and she falls in love with her Highland escort. The next one is Wicked in the Wallflower by Sarah McLean. I had to get a Sarah McLean book because Crystal adores Sarah McLean, and I really want to try her out. So let's look at the step back. This one has a step back. I love the dress. The dress is beautiful. So this is about a lady who, she doesn't want a marriage without passion, and this guy, he stumbles her way into her bedchamber and offers his help in landing her a husband. He is taking revenge on somebody through her, but little does he know that she'd rather be with him than whoever he is taking revenge on. I'm assuming it's going to be her father, but I know Sarah, this one is really highly liked as well. The next one is The Beast of Beswick by Amelia Howard. Amelia Howard. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm not, but hopefully. So this is about a guy who is scarred. His face is scarred, and he just lives a very cold, unhappy life. And the heroine offers herself up to him instead of her sister. Like, she takes the place of her sister, and this is their marriage. I'm sure this is more like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but a historical romance. And the last historical romance that I have hauled recently is To Love Again by Bertree Small. I have not heard of this author, but I read the synopsis and it sounded interesting. This is about a girl who, you know, she is brought up in luxury. They destroy her home, and she ends up being a slave. She goes to this village and she falls in love with the guy there, but the enemy strikes again and they're separated, and it just sounds so full of drama, so full of longing, and I really thought it sounded so interesting, so I really want to read this one as well. The next one is No Rest for the Wicked by Kresley Cole. This is the next book in the Immortals After Dark series. I remembered it. I have read the first one, and I believe this is the second book, because I also got Wicked Deeds on a Winter's Night, because these are the next two books in the series that I really want to continue the series. So I got the next two books in that series. This next book is one I've read before, but I saw it on the shelf at Goodwill, and I had to snatch it up because I want it for my collection. This is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I absolutely adored this book. This is about a girl who has never really known her dad, but he's dying, and so she goes to where he lives, and he lives like in this remote part of Alaska, and there she meets and falls in love with one of her dad's pilots named Jonah. And it was such a good book. I loved it so much. So even though I've read it, I will have it for my collection. The next three books are all in a series by Christina Lauren. This is the Beautiful Bastard series by Christina Lauren. So I have Beautiful Bastard, Beautiful Secret, and Beautiful Player. I thought they were just three books in the series, but there's actually, I think, one or two others. But I actually found these at a thrift store all together, and I was very excited to find these. I don't love every Christina Lauren book, but I've heard a lot of good things about this series, so I am very excited to have this series and read it. The last book from my January book haul is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have heard so many things about this book. It's been on my TBR for such a long time, but now I saw it at a thrift store recently and had to have it. So I am so excited that I found this one. This was like, I was so happy when I saw this on the shelf. Those are all the books in my recent book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you think about them. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.